So hello, what you just saw was me deciding I'm done planting for the season. I wanted to just get everything put into the raised bed that I have here and nestled in because I'm over it. We did get a frost this morning. It was down to 31, real feel like 38. So I thought dahlias and cannas and such would be put back. Didn't even touch them, which is annoying because I'm so ready to pull them and put them away for the season, just so it's that one last task I have to do. But I'm gonna quickly show you what everything is in the raised bed. There's a few things that ended up being things I didn't show you on camera, and some of the stuff that I did pick up on clearance or at the end of the year. Excuse the light here, but back there is Hakana Cloa grass. I was at Tractor Supply and I posted this in my stories that they had 12 of them. The tops were completely dead. I wasn't sure that there's even any growth on them, but still alive growth. So I bought them for $1 a piece. I could not believe that. So I got $12, 12 pots. I'm sticking them in here, this season extender that I purchased off Amazon. I will link it down below. It's not an affiliate link. I just picked it up and I'm going to see how it works. But I think this thing is like 8 foot long. It sits perfectly on these railroad ties, which this is a new bed for me. But I put some of those brush strokes in there, the panicum grasses, a couple other things, including that crepe myrtle. I'm pushing it with the Zone 7 plant over here. This is what is that thing? A foxglove, a perennial foxglove. Some other divisions of grasses that I had. I also pulled up a bunch of salvia from up front that was in the way, and we'll go over that in a minute. But it's just going to be a holding bed for the season. I'm thankful for it, but this is the area that our compost bin used to be in. And we decided to take it out because we want to put in a shed over here, possibly next season, to get some of our lawn equipment over into this area. And this actually freed up a lot more space for us to use. So let's go take a look around the garden this morning and see where some of the stuff that I got on clearance planted and what's looking good. So we're in the back border here, and I'm really loving what's going on here. Excuse my shadow, but this is the naturalistic garden that I planted, I think 2 years ago, and there's just so much beautiful color. The penstemon is coming back up. This is evergreen through the winter, but the seed heads are done. I do need to collect some seeds. The Gallinia trifoliata is looking amazing. That's Bowman's root, a native. I would say it's a little past its peak now at this point, but the color is still so vibrant and rich. Some beautiful seed heads from the Yucca Eryngium there. But the gardens are looking pretty good. Again, I thought frost was going to take some stuff today, but apparently not. The grass was white as snow, and everything looks unaffected, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Still a lot of coneflowers in bloom. This is Glowing Dream. Yes, Glowing Dream. I did tag all my coneflowers this year, so I'm very proud of myself. Finally getting them organized. We have some Caramia Spicy going as well. The Jetstream hydrangeas, which are going to get moved out of here, are taking on some of that beautiful fall color. Zoom in a little bit. Starting to take on purples and reds. Ooh, man, it is bright now. I'm going to put my hand here. But the long border is looking beautiful. Really happy with it, and I have a bunch of bulbs that I want to get planted. We'll go over in the next video of what I'm going to be planting this year. And I focused a lot of it for this area because when I get a border or a planting area that I really am satisfied with, then I go in with the bulbs. So this area will be loaded up with some tulips, some daffodils, and some other stuff, and I'm sure I'm going to find more. Excuse the plane if you can hear that, but Persicaria is still looking good over here in Part Sun area, as are the Spellbound heucheras. Just slowly panning around here. This won't be a long tour. but enough. But you can see totally tangerine dahlia, unaffected. This weeping spruce is just hanging out here. It's actually going to go up front and see if I can find a new spot for it. But cannas still up. The Musa Basjoo still up. My popcorn plants weren't even affected. But if you were looking for a plant that's really interesting for a sensory garden, popcorn plant, specifically popcorn plant, when you Google it, when you do this to the leaves and smell it, it smells like buttered popcorn. I am still stuffed up this morning, still battling that, but it smells amazing. It's such a fun one for kids, and I would love to see some people grow it. This one was just from seed this year, so it puts on a lot of growth. It does bloom a yellow flower, but it did not have that long of a season. They planted them kind of late, but it's more about the leaf smell for me. And then the joys of shooting YouTube, you never know what's going to happen. Audio broke out, so now I have to reshoot. But the Brushstrokes Schizocarium is looking phenomenal. That's why I picked up so many more. I now have a total of 13, 14 of them. So I will be planting more. I really, really love that plant. Another plant that I'm really loving right now is the pink muley grass. This is the straight species. The grass next to it is Sporobolus heterolepis, which is another native. I grew these from seed here from Outside Pride. I'm going to be picking some more up. And then I planted one of the roses that I picked up on at the end of the season. That is the raspberry sorbet. From Bloomables. I can't remember the name, but the pink bloom I think will be so pretty, being accentuated by the plume heads here of muley grass. Over here is the Undaunted variety. This one's being toted as much more cold hardy. It's a really good plant. The problem is it blooms earlier, and if it's in a dry condition, it does not last for anything. So I'm hoping when I hook up drip irrigation in this area, it will hold its plumes a lot longer, and we'll get a better look next year rather than this dry look. Silver sunflower still looking good. The golden finches are absolutely loving it. I am done trying to stake this plant up though. It just keeps bending every stake that I have and just flopping back out in the path. So that's where it wants to be. There's Miss Marlowe. Moving around to here, Persicaria is still looking good. Planted out these new to me minor Merlot. Euphorbia, which is supposed to be in the same lineup as Ascot Rainbow. We're going to see if it does well here. Random Elephant Ear, it's going to get taken and killed, I'm sure. I'm not trying to dig that one up. I have a ton of it. The Obsidian Banana. I was expecting to be able to put that away soon. And then I do have one plant over here I do need to get planted. This is Empress Toad Lily. Such a beautiful flower. This thing was loaded to the brim in flowers. So I'm just going to break that one apart. There's about 3 plants in that pot. I've already planted out a couple of them. There's another one somewhere. I don't remember. And then I'm going to tuck in a few over here. My plan is Hakana Cloa grass, if those ones make it all through here. And then I would like to put a tree to anchor this spot as well. But I did get the sassafras that I showed you in the last video planted as well through here. This is just a temporary spot. I just wanted to get them in the ground. They do need a quick water. Grass repair needs done. We'll do that in the spring. But moving along here, out to the front yard, nothing planted new in this area, but the Primani anemones are still looking really, really good. These are very similar to the ones from Proven Winners, but obviously an unbranded variety. See how those go. I do have, oh, the Fall in Love Sweetly is the one from Proven Winners. If you can't find that, this might be another variety. They're coming back from the roots over here. I thought I tore them out and gave them to a friend, but that's what anemones do. They just surprise you. Crescent Garden container, still looking pretty good. The fountain grass is starting to look a little worse for wear, and the asters are out of bloom, but that's okay. We're gonna see how everything fares over the winter. I think I'm just gonna leave everything in there and we'll deal with it in the spring. And then if we move over here, you can see I did do the other Crescent Garden container. I got that up after the house got painted and planted it out with a number of the heuchera that we got at the end of the season, and did up the porch as well. I did say I only got one of the, what are those called? Euonymus. I went back after I decided to put them in these containers and bought one more. And then also found out that deer absolutely love Euonymus. Also, you can see me here in the thing. Hi. So I don't think these are going to go out front. I'm going to have to find them a spot in the back. Maybe they'll just end up in another container out back and live there permanently. But fall display came out cute. We're going to be carving pumpkins later and having some fun with that. Roseanne geranium, still looking good. We're going to move out front here. Sorry if you can hear that noise. Rob is making stakes for the raised bed that I showed you earlier to hold the timbers in place. But I did do a fair bit of removal of black and blue salvia, and I planted the deodar cedar right here. I was wanting some evergreen interest right here. I didn't want to put in a line of boxwoods. That's really all I could think about. But when I ended up getting that deodar, I thought, 5 foot tall, 10 foot wide, how perfect is that going to look right there in the corner? It actually needs moved over to where that mum is currently, but I will move that mum in the spring, move the deodar over in the spring, and then it'll fill out this section in years to come. But it'll look good under this jade, butterfly jade ginkgo. So I'm excited. Other things that are up here are the camellia that Proven Winners sent me out. Big shout out to Natalie for this one. This is just chill mauve. It's marginally hardy for us. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be blocked from the winds coming from the west, but it'll still get enough sun during the summer, well, during the winter from the south, which is that way. And hopefully we'll get some blooms. It is bud up, so we'll see what happens from there. Again, more Gallinia trifoliata. Really love the colors on that plant. The Amsonia storm clouds looking good. And then I really love these grasses. These are from Proven Winners. I can't remember the name of them, the variety at least, but it is a Pennisetum. I have been taking a lot of them out, but this one does not seem to want to reseed heavily, which is good. This one might be a winning ticket. We will see. I'm going to check in the spring how many of the babies I can find. I only found like one this year, which I can handle. The Karsten Winter Gold Mogu Pine. So pretty, taking on those colors. I did plant a few things back here, made a cover for our air conditioning unit just using a pallet and then some landscape fabric to further disguise it. But I did put the cookies and cream hibiscus back here. That is Parfuma Bliss, which is a new to me rose from Bloomables. Essentially, as time goes on, this whole area will be white flowering plants that will line this area to give moths a particular area to really congregate and be able to pollinate and survive in. Moths are so overlooked. We love butterflies, but moths deserve some love too. So this whole area will go to white flowers in the years to come. Since we don't use this space, it's kind of a dead space. Quickly show you this. This is a new lavender from Darwin Perennials called Lavandula Lavanova frost pink, and then this one is the purple. It's a Spanish lavender that is hardy to zone 6. The foliage is absolutely awesome, even for a white silvery look, which I'm not really in love with, but I really like it on this plant. And this will be part of the front entrance that goes into that moth garden. So I'll let it slide in here. Got the Montauk Daisy plant right there for now. I did switch out and put Persian blue Nepeta that I had in the back up here, and moved the Proven Winners small one. I never get it right. It's a Cat's Meow, Cat's Pajamas, the really short one. And I just broke it up and moved it into this area because I had nothing going on. So that'll look really, really good. A lot of stuff is going to seed. We've lost some leaves here on the Lotus Moon Pearl Bush. I've started spreading in a lot of leaves that we've been collecting to further enrich the garden. Tackled a ton of ostrich ferns that have never done good up there. A, because we used to have a lot of sun, well, a lot of shade in this area before we removed the big burning bush and planted this thundercloud plum. And they just fry and they spread aggressively, so I got rid of them. And I'll be doing the same here with this anemone, a pink anemone, which I'm surprised I got any blooms on considering the deer love it. Now the front border here has been going through a bit of a transformation. We can maybe recap this in a video later on as the season goes on, but I've taken out a lot of stuff. I'm removing a lot of stuff. There's stuff to be transplanted still, like this Snowdrift rose. Try to get this to zoom in. Such a beautiful rose, very prolific, but it's gotten a little bit taller than I anticipated for this space. I think I'm going to move it back. We'll see. Put in some Karl Forester grass because that's what I had on hand and I wanted to see if I liked the grassy texture. I probably will remove those ones and put in a different kind of grass, maybe a Niagara Falls, or even a larger Miscanthus that does not reseed heavily. Prune back all the butterfly bushes. Did get the Hinoki cypress jade waves planted in here. So I did that little trio. And there's some blank spots in here and some stuff's going to further come out. And I will reassess this area in the spring. But I just kind of want the negative space for now. But boy, look at the berry set on these Little Goblin Orange from Proven Winners. Now, they don't carry Little Goblin anymore that I'm aware of. Not quite sure. The berries aren't as orange. They are kind of like a reddish orange. But this is the best bloom set I've had since I purchased them. Allium seed heads are looking good. And boy, did I realize this year that the Bird's Nest spruce are really starting to fill out. I mean, they were only about that big when I planted them like 2 years ago. So slow grower, but you know. Cedar Rapids is looking really good. Starting to really put on a lot of growth. I'm really happy about that. Excited to see how well it takes off next year. And then the Brandywine Viburnum is really getting that stunning fall color on it. And there are some berries down here. I was under the impression that this would be kind of more loaded with berries. I'm assuming over time it'll take on and do more. But as of right now, I just like the foliage. I mean, it's so glossy. It's just nice. And then that fall color, you just can't get past it. Niagara Falls is looking really good. We still have a lot of blooms out here. Sorry, we have some scrap metal out here for somebody to take. But Blue Bayou Salvia, this thing has been blooming nonstop. We also have Junior Walker Nepeta in here. Calamantha. The Garas are even still going. That little bit of pink out here, you can see. Had some Alyssum pop up. And then these are the Fiesta, colorific Fiesta coneflowers. Clethra's taken on yellow. We have some of the hydrangeas out here. And then one plant I wanted to show you is, this is, oh, I can't even think of what its name is now. It's the Scentlandia? No, that's Clethra. These are the Sweet Spire bushes from Proven Winners. The color is really good, but I have to say I do really love Love Child. I'll pop a picture up on the screen here of that one. I like that one a little bit better. The color is more intense, and the oh guys, this is what I deal with every day. The form's a little better to me, but I did put some more winterberries right here, and then there is a Jade Parade sand cherry. Oh, now it quiets down when I'm not trying to talk. Coming up this spring, we're going to be replacing these birch because if you look, they do lean this way. Not sure why. I want a fresh start and I want to redo. So we have some Parkland Pillars, which is a new birch. It's a fastigiate birch, so it won't overhang. And they only get about 7 foot tall, 6 foot wide. And I'm contemplating on redoing some of the perennials out here. Mostly the Drops of Jupiter oregano. Just doesn't seem to really love it out here so much. Real quick, this is where the original Jade Waves was. This is where the slender Hinoki Cypress ended up. Hopefully I don't get a copyright infringement because Rob is now playing music in the garage as he works. But the last thing I wanted to show you, and I'll try to link these below too, is I got the chocolate vine planted here at the corner, back end corner of the house, so it's gonna be in part sun. But I use these clips that go under your siding and then just some heavy duty fishing line to make an invisible trellis. I could make these a little more invisible by painting them the same color, which I might, but it should look really, really pretty when this fills in. So that is going to wrap up what's going on in the garden for this week. Hopefully we'll get a frost here soon and I can put a bunch of stuff away and get it further cleaned up because I am looking forward to a little bit of a rest. There's still plenty of stuff to do in the greenhouse, so we'll have some stuff to show you there. I've got plants that I want to bring into the house for actual like display and just to enjoy. And then we're going to start talking about some upcoming plans for next season and then also seeds that I'm going to be ordering. I'm trying to like really keep it under control this season because I tend to get in over my head, as we all do, but I'm going in with a clear head and a plan and making plenty of notes. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.